we now have the opportunity, I'm delighted to say, to go over to the San Siro to talk to the top Italian journalist of his day. It's Tancredi Palmeri, and he's with us now. Tancredi, good evening to you. Thank you very much for joining us on the show. It is indeed a dark and dismal night for English football. What on earth happened to Arsenal tonight?
Well, buonanotte from San Siro. You know what has smashed Italian clubs against the English side in the last years was I would say, the braveness of the managers to come out and always to play their game when they were coming here in San Siro, at the Stadio Olimpico, wherever in Italy. Simply, Arsenal tonight didn't play his game because they came out, they played at the same pace of AC Milan. When you do that, it's kind of a suicide because you can't let the likes of Ibrahimovic, Robinho, Boateng, especially, you can't let them the time to do whatever they want with the ball.
There you have it. You see, I'm glad you said that because I said to we had some Arsenal supporters here today, and I said to them, I think the tactics were totally wrong with the way Arsenal approached the game. They approached it. Milan were brilliant. Milan closed down and pressed, denied them time and space, won the ball back and hit them every opportunity they had. Arsenal didn't at all. Arsenal laid off them and consequently had no chance to play their own game. And I just find it inconceivable that they went there with that attitude.
Yeah, well, everyone here was expecting the usual frenetic playing on the wings of Arsenal. So first of all, we were quite surprised when Oxlade-Chamberlain was lined out, and we couldn't understand because against Abate, that is a right back, Milan right back, and he's not that good in defending. He could be a good mismatch for Arsenal. But then what was incredible was just that they were not playing wide. I mean, the thing that you always have to do when you are against Milan is stretching the game in defense as in midfield. They just didn't do that. This is really unbelievable. I mean, we can't doubt of Wenger. He's such an experienced manager. But what has happened in approaching the game and also in the first half, because in the half time, because he could have time to come back, but the second half was even worse.
Yes. Yeah, no, you're right.
Yeah, I mean, are the Italian fans, never mind the Italian players, shocked at how poor Arsenal were tonight? And, I mean, you don't normally see Italian teams, banging 4 goals in, even at home, to take away to the second leg of a European tie. You must feel very, very confident now. But were the Italians shocked by the ineptitude of Arsenal?
Well, for sure, it was a whole shock because everything worked for AC Milan and was not going like that since, well, rarely happened this season. Also because Boateng was out for 1 month. Ibrahimovic played very good, but then lately he had these disciplinary problems. But I mean, always you need an opposite team that is just playing a disaster, as Arsenal did tonight. But must say, if we look at statistics, this is very, very interesting. If we look at statistics, in the end, Milan and Arsenal, both of them, they had 5 shots on target. Yes. Would you believe it?
Wow.
The final result is 4-0. Why? Because Milan forwards were more precise, but also because they were more, I mean, it was a kind of surgery operation. They went for the goal. They didn't waste time. They didn't waste passes, because in the end, Arsenal had 54 of ball possession, so more. But wasting time, not once they went with a penetration straight for the goal.
I mean, they do. Arsenal tend to play this keep the ball game a little bit, and you need to be more decisive, which Milan were from the word go. And they were a threat from the very first moment of the game right away to the end. So 4-0 flattered Arsenal in the end, and it could have been 5, 6 or 7, really.
Yeah, actually, that also was a surprise because we weren't used. You know, Arsenal played 9 knockout rounds against Italian sides, included 1 final. Arsenal never lost before. And why? Because Arsenal always we have seen Arsenal coming here and playing just light in mind, you know, not thinking, oh, this is San Siro, this is the history. They didn't do that, not even for 1 minute tonight. Van Persie was nothing, but also the midfield, what we were expecting, again, Walcott, Rosicki, it was just like kind of sparring partners. Unbelievable.
Stay ahead of the game with Sports Tonight Live. Don't miss a thing. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Search for Sports Tonight Live on Facebook and like our fan page. Follow Sports Tonight TV on Twitter and tweet us your thoughts and opinions. Sports Tonight Live, it's the platform for the fans.